Hello, welcome to FNA MTG, Fun and Affordable Magic the Gathering, and this is a special, unstable Sunday spectacular edition of Magic. And today is a EDH unstable deck tech on Gruselda Monster Masha. 3 black red for a legendary creature zombie villain from the upcoming set Unstable. 4/4. The activated ability on a Gruselda says 3 black red tap, put 2 target creature cards from graveyards onto the battlefield combined into 1 creature under your control. This means that its power is equal to their total power, its toughness is equal to their total toughness, and it has their names, mana cost, types, text box, etc. Gruselda also says that combined enchanted and equipped creatures you control have menace. So any of these creatures, along with any other creatures that are combined enchanted or equipped, have menace. So let's just jump right into it here. I used a standard build for this deck as if I was making a run-of-the-mill Rakdos deck. So we have 10 ramp spells. Then we have 10 card draw spells. These are divided between red and black to keep the mana cost pretty even across the board. The black spells that draw cards have a little to do with paying life, like black usually does. And the red is not exactly card advantage, but you discard cards to draw cards. This puts creatures into the graveyard for Gruselda's ability, but primarily just to cycle through the deck. Fateful Showdown doubles as some creature or player damage as well. Next up, we have the removal spells. The removal spells are split into targeted removal and board wipes. Here are board wipes. We have negative X spells in Toxic Deluge and Black Sun Zenith, Vandal Blast for hard to deal with artifacts, and then Blasphemous Act. Pretty much a board wipe. Targeted spells, we have some Planeswalker and creature removal, as well as just 2 standard creature removal spells. Next up, we have utility, and for the utility spells, these are just spells that I wanted to put in because I thought that they would be cool to mash together. So, Heretical Healer in Fire of Kaladesh, Chandras, and Lilianas as one creature on the battlefield could be kind of goofy. Also, they're just planeswalkers if you get them to flip. For more card draw and to ready to discard cards and get more card draw, and then Greaves and Boots to protect our commander. I wanted to include Fireball and a Sanguinate just for fun reasons, and Hammer of Perforos and Whip of Erebos, just more fun, just fun enchantments that I like, so I included them in this deck. Okay, now we get to the good stuff. We get to the unstable cards. The first 2 cards we see here are Rakdos, red, but Rakdos considered legendary creature and a black legendary creature. So, of course, these cards remaining in the deck tech are completely dependent on your meta. If they allow you to play them or not, along with the commander. I mean, hopefully people let you play them. This deck is not too broken by any means, but Spike Tournament Grinder lets you pay 4 Phyrexian mana to choose a card from outside the game that's been banned or restricted in a constructed format, reveal that card, and put it into your hand. So I know for me, I would be choosing things like Skull Clamp for more card draw if I needed it, Looter Scooter. I don't even actually know Looter Scooter's real name, but everyone knows what I'm talking about with Looter Scooter, hopefully. Smuggling Copter, there we go. Smuggling Copter, Emrakul the Promise In, Reflector Mage, whatever it is, you can pay for X mana to get that in your deck. You could also just pay four regular black. And then we also have the big idea, which is just, oh my goodness, it just seems like so much fun on its own. For 2 hybrid black red, hybrid black red, tap, roll a 6-sided die and create a number of 1/1 red Brainiac creature tokens equal to the result. Then you can tap 3 of those Brainiacs to have it so the next time you roll a 6-sided die, you roll 2 and take the total result instead. I mean, that's just, whew, it looks like fun. Some more cards here. We have Over My Dead Bodies, Sly Spy, Inhumaniac, Masterful Ninja. I'll give you a second to read these. You could pause the video if you'd like to, or just check out many other YouTube content creators' spoilers on these cards, or you can also find them. I believe the full set list is on Magic the Gathering now. I got these from MTG Goldfish. Just looks like a lot of fun. Infinity Elemental is probably my favorite card from the Unstable set. Anybody that gets a fling win with this thing is the all-time champion in my book. Had to include the triple striking Goblin Mutant. Being able to attack with a creature on somebody else's turn seems like it's pretty silly as well. Next up, we have the combined cards. So we see here Zombified, and we see here Feisty Stegosaurus. So the Feisty Stegosaurus, if it's in your hand, you could just pay 4 and a red to get a 2/1 that says when this creature enters the battlefield, roll a 6-sided die. This creature deals damage equal to the result to target creature an opponent controls. And then Zombified, if it's in your hand, you are able to pay the augment cost of 4 and a black and reveal it, and then put it onto a host, but you can only augment as a sorcery, so you will need a card like Feisty Stegosaurus to play the Zombified portion of the card. I mean, whew, this just looks like a hoot. Half Orc, Half Something is another example of an augment card. Common Iguana is a host. Stinging Scorpion, Angelic Rocket, also host. Ninja Something is an augment card. Dirty Rat, Big Boa Constrictor, Bumbling Pangolin. I'm not sure if I said that right, but we have as host cards. So let's get into some of these combinations. The first combination we have is Zombified Rat. This is got some abilities on it, and if you do one of those abilities, say 4 and a black, you combine Zombified from your graveyard with target host. 2 and a black, exile a creature card from your graveyard. The result will be that target opponent discards a card. Man, that's tricky. The creature Zombie Rat will be a 3/3. Then we have Zombified Anglin. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but you will be able to destroy target artifact whenever you do the exile a creature card from your graveyard for 2 and a black. Then we have Zombified Constrictor. The 4 and a black again is just the regular, but for 2 and a black, and exile a creature card from your graveyard, and then roll a 6-sided die. Target opponent loses life equal to the result, and this card will be a 3/4. That's nutso. Then we have Zombified Stegosaurus. You will exile again a creature card from your graveyard after paying 2 and a black, then roll a 6-sided die. This creature deals damage equal to the result to target creature an opponent controls. Or if you have Zombified Iguana, you could do that, and you may discard a card if you do draw a card. Or you can do that, and if it's Zombified Rocket, you will then destroy target non-land permanent. Zombified Scorpion, do that. Target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn. A lot of fun things with the Zombified Augment card. Next up, the half orc combinations. So the half orc, half Stegosaurus will be at the beginning of each end step. If an opponent was dealt damage this turn, roll a 6-sided die. This creature deals damage equal to the result to target creature an opponent controls. Or you may discard a card if you do draw a card if it's half orc, half iguana. If it's half orc, half scorpion, you will target creature an opponent controls goes -1/-1 until end of turn. And then, as we know, the half orc, half rocket will be you may destroy target non-land permanent. Pretty much just put them together, and these are the different combinations that you get out of them. The rat, the pangolin, and the constrictor all combined with the half orc, half. And those are all the different combinations that this deck has to offer, minus that of which you get from opponents' graveyards. These are the ninja combinations. So this is whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player. And we know all the host. And then we have our land cards. So I wanted to include Shadowblood Ridge and Temple of the False God on this slide because this deck runs 39 lands, but 2 of those lands are Temple of the False God and Shadowblood Ridge. So I really consider that this deck runs 37 lands, and I look at these 2 lands as being ramp and mana fixing spells. So 39 might seem heavy if you look at the deck list, might not seem heavy depending on how many cards you like that add mana. But for me, I usually like to keep it around 36, 37 depending, and then these 2 I would not include as mana sources, and I would just look at them more like fixing and ramp. We run 11 mountains and 10 swamps, and then a bunch of dual red-black lands. And that is Griselda Monster Masher. Seems like a lot of fun. I mean, just going over all the different combinations of creature cards that are going to be in your opponent's graveyards is just going to be kind of wild, and hopefully your playgroup lets you play unstable EDH decks. So when looking for the price of this deck, my initial cart was like $71 and some change in like 20 different packages, but when I optimized, for some reason that price jumped up to $91.59. So just when you go to look at the deck on a purchasing site, be careful to not spend the $91.59. There's no reason for that when you can save about $20 by getting it in different packages, or maybe just waiting until after pre-orders are done. This deck can be found deck number 839815 on MTG Goldfish. I really hope you enjoy it. I know if my playgroup allows it, I will be playing Griselda or perhaps building a token deck based on the Rakdos, the Big Idea card. This deck, whew,